Afternoon, guys. How are we all doing on this fine Tuesday afternoon? Welcome to Chelsea Dad. I'm Kel, and today I'm just going to give you a little update and a sort of prediction to tomorrow's game in Naples away to Napoli. First of all, please, peoples, please, my guys and girls, give us a like, subscribe, leave any comments. It's nice to have a chat, a bit of a chin wag with you guys. The more the merrier. I need you all on board to help build this. It's going a bit slow, but I'm learning. But I could do with your help. So press the like button, subscribe. Be much appreciated. Anyway, without further ado, let's start off. I think one of the first things to talk about is Douglas Luiz going to Villa. Doesn't surprise me as he's been there before. He'll feel at home. Apparently, he preferred Villa over Chelsea. Well, I've heard conflicting reports where, especially from Sky Sports, but you can't always believe Sky Sports these days. But they have suggested that Chelsea were not really interested in Douglas Luiz. Had a thought about it, which they normally do. They just think about things and don't go through with them. But on this one, they've probably avoided a bullet with this one, I think. And I think this is more true. Chelsea just didn't really push it too much. I didn't really want him anyway. I feel there's still a good player in there, but he's lost some of his mojo. He's not the same player as he was sort of 2-3 years ago at Aston Villa, and he's extremely injury prone. Now, we've got enough injury-prone players on our books as it is. So adding another one, I just think will be like an absolute calamity. So, yeah, I think we dodged a bullet there. So go to Villa, mate. I hope you play well. I hope you play well enough to maybe push Villa up there and really compete and push Arsenal to the title. I'd rather you than them win it. So, Douglas Luiz, go and do your stuff if you stay fit. It's also made sense that he's gone there because I believe they got injuries to McGinn and Tielemans. So they're probably a little bit more desperate in midfield than us. So he's more than likely to get game time there. Is he really going to get ahead too many times of Caicedo, Enzo and Santos? Probably not. So, yeah, go to Villa with my blessing, mate. Didn't really want you. Apparently, Chelsea have come up with some contingency plans for transfers and stuff to please the puppet Rosinia. Possibly looking at attacking midfielder, a striker, defender, etc. Do you believe it? I don't believe it. I think it's the same old crap. They come out with this all the time to cover themselves. They did it especially last January, and we ended up getting absolutely nobody after promising this, promising that. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. They did jack shit. So, again, my opinion, I think it's going to be much the same. But, yeah, is it the same PR lies? Anything's possible with Blueco in it. If true, slim chance, but if true, what calibre of players will they be? What sort of class will they be? Just cheap opportunities again, like your Tosins, your freebies or such. More kids. That's their favourite thing. The Epstein Island idea. Bring more kids in. Kindergarten Chelsea, Kindergarten FC. More kids in, with bigger profits down the line. That's more their thing. So is that good for us? I don't really think so. It's not what we really need, but that's their process. Or any more dodgy loans, last minute panic dodgy loans like the Facundo Buonanotte one. That one worked out really well and was absolutely worth it, wasn't it? So what do you think, guys? Would they be good ones? Will they be dodgy ones? Will they be cheap ones? Will they be profit-making ones? Or will they be absolute zero ones like last year? Give us your thoughts. Let me know. I know what I think. But there we go. Don't forget, we've got these sanctions by UEFA and that. We can't spend beyond our means. We are now, like it or not, a sell to buy club. So really, we've got to offload a few players to bring new players in. Who are we going to let go? When will we let them go? We will be letting some go eventually, but are we going to get rid of any in the January window? You know, clock's ticking. Not much time left. Or is it more than likely we're going to get rid of a few in the summer to bring a few more in? That's possibly more likely. But again, what sort of calibre, experience, quality are we going to bring in? We don't know. I mean, the sell to buy, I mean, it's just basically the reality and the shit that Blueco have put us in. They put us in this mess. You know, they badmouthed Don Roman about his ways and how he ran the club and all that. Well, these guys have got us in a lot of debt, and they've got us in this position now with the sanctions and the sell to buy policy now. So, but you won't hear them blaming themselves for this, just blaming what someone did years ago, but brought us more success. Work that one out for yourself, guys. I mean, I don't want any last minute panic buys. You're going to bring people in that aren't going to be good enough. You're going to probably waste more money, even if it's loan fees, etc. You're just wasting money. So either bring in good ones that are beneficial to the long term of Chelsea Football Club, or just don't bring anyone in at all. I mean, that Jeremy Jacquet thing, again, it's died a very bad death, that one. I don't think that's going to happen this window. It may or may not in the summer, more than likely not, because if the truth about Liverpool and Bayern being involved and sniffing around Jeremy Jacquet, who's he more likely to go to? Ones with a better process, ones that will pay him more, and clubs that will probably pay a higher transfer fee. If he goes to the summer, I think there's very little chance we get that Jeremy Jacquet, and I'm not sure I really want him anyway, because he's an unknown quantity. We don't know. It could be a gamble. He might not. You know, he might be the next John Terry or the next Frank Leboeuf or Ricardo Carvalho, etc., etc., or the next Thiago Silva. But he could also be a bum. And we haven't exactly got the best record with French defenders in our team in recent years, have we? So, you know, that one's a bit like that one, isn't it, eh? Anyway, what's next? Still hearing Kante and Neves rumours. I mean, would you like that for a few months? One of them two back in, especially Kante, you know, our old midfield general, legend that he is. Are they too old? I mean, Kante's, 34 now? I'm not sure about Neves, but I don't think he's too far off that. Have they still got what it takes? Again, would they be playing all the time? Probably not. Would they be good enough to sit on the bench and come on and play a game here and there, etc.? Possibly. But are they out of touch with the strength and the power and the speed of the Premier League? There's a lot of questions here. Personally, if it was for a few months, my heart says to me, if he didn't play every game, you know, he could come on as subs or play a game here and there, or start a match here and there. Kante, just with this, I'm thinking with this and not this. I would love him, but again, could he do a job for us? I don't know. Neves, possibly, but under the same circumstances as Kante. You know, not playing all the time. But is this what we've come to? Because the club, the owners and the directors are just absolutely woeful of getting deals done. They haven't got exactly the greatest record. It just takes so long, and they failed so many times. It was also bullshitted so many times about players we're going for, we're interested in, and it's just never happened and never was going to happen. Little bit like the Douglas Luiz rumours this week. I don't think it was ever going to happen. But there we go. Kante or Neves as a quick fix till the end of the season, till we can offload some players and then bring some new blood in again. Who knows? Let's see. What's your opinions on this, guys? All this Palmer to going back to Manchester United again. It's not going away, but this is mainly the super sore away Sun plugging this and pushing this, and this is their headlines. They're the main ones pushing this. Who normally believes what the old current bun has got to say? They're quite renowned for being one of the most pathetic tabloid bullshitting newspapers. So take it with a pinch of salt. I think there's probably truths in regards to Palmer not being happy at the club, and that's to be expected. The kid's got great talent. He's world class. He's got ambition. He wants to win things. I think in the back of his mind, it's irritating the hell out of him, where he's thinking, we ain't getting nothing at this club, nothing of elite importance, Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues. We're not going to get close. He knows this. He knows it's going to be a struggle. He knows this process is just absolute dog shit. So in the back of his head, this is irritating him, and it wouldn't surprise me if he has been quietly thinking to himself, maybe to his agent, look, I'm not happy here. I want to be successful, and he has every right to be successful. If he was a crap player, then say shut up, but he's not. He's got the ability to win big things. He wants to be at a club that's got that ambition to win big things. Our owners don't have the ambition. Only in their pockets, in their wallets. But there we go. But again, United, if he goes there, wouldn't it be a case of jumping out of the frying pan into the fire? Because they're in the mud. They're no better off than us. They're stuck in the same crap as what we are. So, I mean, if it is a case of him just wanting to go back home, which I don't really see, I don't believe that at all, then maybe City would be a better option. But then there's also maybe whilst Pep Guardiola's there, he doesn't want to be under the control of Pep Guardiola again, considering it was Pep Guardiola that got rid of him in the first place. But you never know. Maybe he could patch things up with Pep and still go there. But just say, if Maresca was to go there, then would Cole Palmer be interested in going back to Manchester City? He would certainly get a bigger wage as well and more chance of winning things. There's all sorts. I even think that it's a possibility, maybe not this summer, the summer after, Chelsea sell him for a whacking profit, and maybe he doesn't even stay on these shores. Maybe he will go to a Real Madrid. I don't think he'd ever entertain Paris Saint-Germain, PSG. Maybe Barcelona, but where would they get their money from? Because they're skint. They're more skint than me. Possibly Real Madrid. And to me, he is a Real Madrid player. But, this media frenzy of plugging this Cole Palmer wanting to go back to United. Really? Jumping from one hot spot to another and melting still. What's the point? They don't look like they're going to win. I mean, they're doing all right under Carrick at the moment, but it's 2 games. Well, they're going to be 5-10 games further down the season. Probably still in the same crap. Because, like us, they need to get rid of their owners. That's going to be their only saving grace. And good luck to the 1958, just before your game with Fulham. I think it's the 1st of Feb, is it? Good luck. Go give it. Go and support your club, your team, against your rancid owners. Shame most of our fan base can't do the same. But, Cole Palmer to United. What's your thoughts on that? Right, another latest. Lavia's back in training. Wow. And the big question is, for how long? We know he's made of biscuits. You sneeze by him, he breaks into a big pile of crumbs on the floor, which is such a shame because the kid is so talented. And for someone so young to be suffering with injuries so much doesn't bode well for his long-term future. I feel sorry for the kid because he is quality, absolute top dog quality. But he's made of biscuits. He's back. Don't play him for a while. Break him in gently. In fact, no, don't do that. Don't break him. You know what I mean, though. Bring him in gently. Take your time. Don't push him. No rushing him. I mean, the kid's never played 90 minutes for us. And what's that, 3-4 seasons now he's been with us? It's mental. I mean, is it just because his body's useless, or is it down to our medical team? Bit of both. Just bad luck. I don't know. But the kid, he needs the right sort of break. He needs the positive break of having some games under his belt and to play, just to play and to show us what he's got, because I think he has the ability to be world class. But there we go. He's back in training. Don't rush him. What's next? Oh, West Ham. This has come up again. Disassi, the old bomb squad member who's now training with the first team again. And rightly so, because he shouldn't have been punished like that in the first place. You know, he's kept his mouth shut, just got on with it like a proper professional. So it's the least he deserves being brought back into the squad training. I don't believe he's good enough to come back into the team. Don't think he has any right, doesn't deserve to. But West Ham, this loan business again, is it just more media rubbish? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to believe, and I haven't known what to believe for some time, especially since, I mean, when Don was around, Don Roman, when he was around, business was done on the quiet. It wasn't in your face. It wasn't publicised as much. You'd suddenly get a deal being done, bosh, there and then, being signed out of nowhere. Did it very professionally behind the scenes most of the time. This lot, it's all this, got to be in the media, got to be in the spotlight, got to promote ourselves looking good and all this crap, right? It doesn't wash. You shouldn't be doing it, because at the end of the day, even though you're trying to trick us and pull the wool over our eyes, you're looking like mugs, because we don't fricking believe you, right? So I don't believe anything that comes out of the club's mouths. Sorry, not the club, the owners. I don't believe anything that comes out of their mouths, the directors. I don't believe anything that comes out of the media until it happens. Until I see someone signing a piece of paper, a document, a contract somewhere, I don't believe there's any outgoings or incomings into our club. Just sitting on the fence for that, thinking, I'm going to watch it from afar, see what happens. And when it happens, then I'll believe it. Until then, stop lying. But, I mean, if it's true, good luck to him. Let him play. All right. With him playing there, they'll probably get definitely relegated, West Ham. But that's that. So that's basically it. We've got Anselmino coming back from Borussia Dortmund. That's a weird one. I think bringing that back just proved to everybody they're not going for a defender. But the other problem is he's injury prone. So even if he does come back, how long is it going to be till he gets he breaks into a big pile of crumbs on the floor? How long is it going to be until he becomes another biscuit boy? I don't know. But yeah, Anselmino's back. Apparently he was really upset being dragged back. There were pictures of him crying and all that. Mate, you know, grow up. You're a fully grown man. You're on loan there. And it was part of the deal anyway that we could bring you back whenever we wanted, sort of thing. So you need to stop crying with your former teammates, and Borussia Dortmund need to stop moaning and getting the ump because we have pulled him back. It was in the contract. It was in the deal anyway. So get on with it. Right, tomorrow, Chelsea away to Napoli in Naples, Italy, in the Champions League. Whew. What can I say? Massive game for both clubs. It's huge. This is why we need to win to qualify directly, automatically in the top 8. Napoli need the win to avoid total and complete and utter elimination from the competition. So it's big. Who's got the bigger balls for it tomorrow? Who's the one who's going to stand up and be stronger and tougher and more intelligent? You know, it's a high stakes match. A little bit more for Napoli because they could face total elimination. But with us, it's still high stakes because we want to qualify top 8 and we don't want these extra games afterwards to then qualify to play against the top 8, if you know what I mean. We've got a poor record in Italy. It's not very good at all. And don't forget, not so long ago, we lost in Italy to Atalanta, who are a much poorer team than Napoli. So that makes me a little bit worried. We seriously need to raise our game massively on a huge scale. We can't be playing against Napoli like we did against Palace, Paphos and Brentford last week. We can't be doing that. We play anything like that, we're cutting our chances very, very short. So go out there and do your stuff. We know you can. You're just being held back somehow, or you're holding yourselves back. I don't know what it is, but I know there's more there. We all know there's more there. We're just not seeing it. So tomorrow, it's a great game to start and show us, yeah? I mean, despite some injuries and losing 3-0 at the weekend, Napoli are still a top side. They're at home. Their fans are going to be right on it. The atmosphere is going to be so heavy on us. We've got to be intelligent, disciplined. We've got to be fast. We've got to be not make errors and mistakes. We've got to be clinical, especially up front. We don't want to sit back. We showed that against 10-man Crystal Palace on Sunday. We sat back with a 3-goal lead and a man advantage, and look what happened against 10 men, against a poor Crystal Palace team right now. We ended up conceding a goal. You start doing that against Napoli, you're asking for big problems. So don't go there all defensive, because one of the problems is we're currently in 8th in that Champions League table, but by a very tiny margin on goal difference. We're one of, I think it's 8 teams. Let me have a check. I think it's 8 teams on 13 points. We're sitting in 8th just on goal difference. So we're just on the periphery. We're just on the border. That's how close it is. There's a couple of teams above us on the same points, and there's a few teams below us. But we're sitting 8th just on goal difference. Now, the thing is, we don't just need to go and win against Napoli to guarantee. We need to go and win well. We don't want to win 1-0, 2-1 by 1 goal margin. Because if we do something like that, even though we've won, we could still end up dropping out the top 8, depending on other results and other teams' goal differences. You see what I'm saying here? So we've got to go there, at least a minimum win by 2 goals of some sort, minimum, just to guarantee. So what are our chances of doing that? Many years ago, under Don Roman and your Ancelottis and your Mourinhos and such in charge of us, and the Contes and whatever, you know, elite gaffers that we've had. Funny that, we've got Conte tomorrow night. Years ago, would have had a much better chance. Now, not so much. Who the hell knows? Anything is possible. We have got a chance of doing it. But it's up to us. Go out and perform. Do your stuff. I'm not going to jinx it by predicting a scoreline. I don't really like predicting Chelsea scorelines anyway. So right now, I'm not going to predict a scoreline. And another thing is the cement-booted rat, the backstabbing slime bag, Romelu Lukaku, is back into the side. He was a substitute at the weekend. I can't remember if he came on or not, but he's back in the squad. So he could more than likely be in the squad for tomorrow night, maybe even starting. Didn't want that, as much as I think he's an arsehole. He is a cement-booted rat. You just don't want someone like that with what's gone on playing against you. I don't want to tempt it, touch wood, it don't happen, but it could be a bad omen for us. But there we go. That's tomorrow. It is massive. Much bigger than a lot of people realise. And they're no mugs. They are no mugs. We can't go there like we did against Atalanta, because that was an appalling performance and we got turned over. Shouldn't have done. But anyway, my team, I think, that might be picked for tomorrow, I'm going to do now. It may well change by this time tomorrow, and I may do it again tomorrow. But I'm going to go Sanchez in goal. Obviously, Jorgensen's still injured. Garga Slonina, I don't think he's ready, nowhere near. Right back. Now, this could be Gusto coming back. He should be fresh. Or it could be James, our skipper, one of our own. But James at right back could all depend on something else in a minute. I've got Fofana and Trev. Now, I think neither of them are world class, neither of them are elite, but that is our best defensive partnership at centre back. I don't care. Tosin's out. Badiashile was an absolute embarrassing joke against Palace. Shouldn't be anywhere near the first team. If he is, someone needs an absolute massive fucking slap. So Fofana and Trev. It's got to be Cucurella. I know sort of Hato has improved in the minutes he's had over the last few weeks, but it's got to be Cucurella. In the middle. Right. This is what could determine where James might play. Definitely Caicedo. No more stupid yellow cards, no red cards. Stupid yellow card again against Palace. Just stop doing it, mate. Start using that a bit more, yeah? Sort your discipline out. In fact, everybody keep your discipline. Now, next to him, you could go Santos. They played a couple of times recently together. Doesn't look too bad. The more games they play together, the better the partnership should develop, in theory. But if it's not Santos, it could be James. Therefore, James might not play at right back. That could be Gusto. This is where I'm coming to. So James could be in there in the middle with Caicedo. Just in front, Enzo. Bit of a ghost on Sunday against Palace. Drifted out more than he drifted in. But just through his little bit more experience, World Cup winner, you need someone like that, I think. So it's got to be Enzo, I suppose. On the left, it will probably be Neto. And this is why, because I think on the right, it will be either Esteval or Palmer. Now, Palmer, we don't really know what his fitness is like right at this moment. But Esteval was one of our best players, if not our best player against Palace. And I don't want to see what they normally do, which is play him a little bit, then you don't see him in the next game. The guy is mustard. He's got to play. Stop dropping him or letting him disappear somewhere. Play him, all right? So, Esteval on the right. It could be, depending on fitness, Palmer there, right? But me wanting exciting football and wanting us to go for it and not sit back and gamble, maybe Palmer on the right and Esteval on the left. But I can't see them doing that. That's what I would like, but I can't see them doing it. So it'll be Neto probably on the left. I wouldn't let Garnacho in the team because he's shit when he starts. He comes on and sometimes he's a super sub. Keep it like that. Gittins needs time, but hasn't done anything yet. Not really his fault to a certain degree. Hasn't done anything as yet to deserve a starting spot. So Neto on the left, probably Esteval or Palmer on the right. João Pedro played well. Best he's played up front for us for a while against Crystal Palace. So I'd sling him up there. Still wouldn't surprise me if he's dropped after playing well and Delap comes in. But I'd have Pedro up front. So that's my lineup at the moment. I may have a rethink over the next 24 hours and change my mind. But that's that. That's some news today. I hope it's been all right. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Help us out. Blue is the colour. Football is the game. Come on, cheer me up. Make my day. Keep liking. Keep subscribing, keep commenting. Let's have a chat. Now, guys, I'm going to say ta-ta for now. But be good, be safe, be happy. Blueco out, Clear Lake out. Up the Chelsea. Keep the blue flag flying high. Love and peace.